And welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. I'm Pirates, plus Admiral Turek, the heavy battlecruiser GCS Dracora, as we continue our campaign against the Klingon Star Empire. And last time, we conquered the sector of 8-8 with its planet and its station, hopefully being able to use its influence to push back on the Klingons. But at the same time, our original base of operations at 6-8 has fallen, so let us set out into space to see if we can't recover our original home here in the sector. Ooh, they're actually pushing out from it. That's not good. Let's grab this patrol real quick, because I'm kind of done with shipwright assaults for as long as I can get here, and we'll hopefully recapture the flower. Then after we get the flower done, we'll start shoving the enemy back properly. So red alert and increase speed to, I believe, 6 is what we can manage, and overload everything. That way all of our weapon systems will deal absurd amounts of damage. And this is actually my second attempt to record today's episode. The first attempt unfortunately failed because I did not press the record button, which you only missed half of a planetary assault, and it wasn't very interesting because it was just a single alphabet soup war destroyer. So we ran up to a tractor to blast it into little tiny pieces, and then I realized that I hadn't been recording for the past 2 minutes. Anyway, we are being escorted today by GCS Chromaticon, which is one of my favorite names. The Chromaticon, the Serpenticon, and the Reptilicon are the three best named Gorn ships in this game, hands down. Also, the GCS Scroll, which is one of the worst names for a ship, but hey, we're going to deal with it, and we're squaring off against quite a few ships. We've got a frigate, and a freighter. I'm not particularly terrified by any of these ships, so let's just kick the engines on a little bit more, because I have power, because we already powered this up. And let's get on top of them before they know what to do about it. So we're going to sap most of our power so that we can do the whole electronic warfare rig. We really don't need it, and if I'm completely honest, it would probably make a heck of a lot more sense. Oh, you're actually a war destroyer. Well, you're a DWV, which makes you slightly more dangerous because you have fighters. And we'll kick on the speed of time as we zip on forward. We're just going to grab onto him and then annihilate him completely from existence. But yeah, carriers are a little bit more dangerous. Gorn are fairly vulnerable to them. I mean, I could run up and just grab the hurl, but I'm not going to bother. Oh, also he has missiles, so he's got an interesting combination thing. Hi, here's my gift to you, my friend. So the TNG mod that we're working on has been going absolutely swimmingly. We've got a fairly decent number of ships that we're currently cycling through, and actually on the Discord we have been chatting about what sort of ships we think should go into what slots and where. And that's been a lot of fun so far. I'm hoping to have a version of it ready to go by Wednesday, because I kind of want to stream it then. I know we missed last Wednesday's stream for certain reasons, however, I'm really kind of hoping that we can get a stream going this Wednesday at the 5 o'clock time that we would normally do, so that we can actually show it off. Now, there is a couple of things that kind of bug me, and I'm in the ship list at the moment when I go, well, not right immediately at the moment, but while I'm modding things, I am in the ship list because I'm doing a little bit of a different way of normally editing the game. So it's a little bit easier to handle. But I'm going through the ship list, and there are some ships that I see blatant irritating things that I've always wanted to fix or change, such as swapping out a couple of weapon systems and that sort of thing. And I'm wondering what you guys think if I should push ahead with actually doing a couple of small ship modifications as long as I'm in the ship list. It would change the game and possibly overpower a couple of certain ships, mainly because the thing that I really want to do is I want to take the Federation guided war destroyer, or guided X-type destroyer, and I want to basically give it MIRVs. Because I think that any X-type ship that doesn't have MIRVs kind of has lost the plot. But maybe not. Maybe that'd be just too ridiculous. One of the things I probably will do, though, during this process is just go through and tweak the fighters like I have said that I will do since months and months ago, because the fighter list is just right there, and I can do it. It's not hard. But anyway. Alright, so 186 prestige is our reward. The tile is retaken. Let's completely grab the tile. We'll create a nice little defensive ring here, and then we'll push out an enemy territory to hopefully blow stuff up. We are a little bit dented, but that is okay, because we're not dead. And also the ship is kind of ridiculously powerful. So, we have a light cruiser right in close to us. According to the fleet screen, we're dealing with an HF5M1X, which is, of course, an alphabet soup war destroyer. We have, of course, the axe holder as our little escort today. He came apparently docked right on towards a single G-type plasma torpedo, and a couple of phaser X's, nothing too special. I kind of would like to overload my plasma torpedoes. I don't think I have the time. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to keep them in normal mode, which drastically reduces the amount of damage that we're doing. However, it also drastically increases the amount of damage you're doing. You see, when we fire our plasma torpedoes in enveloping mode, they hit all 6 shields, so the amount of damage they deal is divided by 6. It's also multiplied by 2, so we're dealing, what, 73 damage, I believe it was, to each individual side, which is, well more than the ship can actually handle. But it does mean that our pinpoint is a little bit reduced, by a little bit, a lot. So what we can actually do, though, if we go right into somebody, is 180 damage, just flat out smashing into them. I'm going to clear this mine, just for the sake of being clean. There's kind of no point to trying to set up my tractor beam, because it's not going to be ready for a little while. We're just going to have to sort of deal with this. And I'm perfectly okay, though, trundling along at such a low speed, because I just would like to get in close to you to nail you with a whole bunch of phasers. Yeah, you can show me that entire side. I don't mind stripping away half of your shields. Awesome. Yep, there goes literally half of your shields now. So you are very poorly defended. And my D-type plasma torpedo totally has my back, so that didn't even work. You're basically a failure of an escort. I hate to break this to you, but you did not succeed. A little bit more fire, just to slow him down a bit. My plasma torpedo is just about ready to rock and roll. So once we actually pull him in just a little bit closer, the tractor beam will kick on automatically, and he will die. Well, shortly after the tractor beam kicks on. Hi, goodbye. Boom. Alrighty, and the lovely thing about that is the convoy was actually heading in our direction. So let's just kick on the speed to maximum power. We're basically just going to knife our way through this formation and kill everybody, and there's nothing they can do about it. So he's chasing the front one, which is, of course, the best of ideas. Let's increase our speed. We may as well. I mean, we have the power to do it. And if you have the power to do it, why ain't you doing it? Also, it'll take a little while for our plasma torpedoes to be ready, and there's no point in waiting around. After all, 3 turns to recharge your heavy weapons, it can be a little bit of a problem. We're going to get right on top of him and just nail him with all the phaser firepower that we've got. Point-blank range, that's an instant kill. Lovely. Next one. Armored transport is the next one in line. We'll slow on nice and slow here. I don't think the phaser's actually going to be ready, but my aft phasers will be. So we're kind of going to zigzag through this guy on our way over to this one. So once we zip on past him, we should have aft phasers, which have Gatlings, by the way, which is the thing that makes them fun and powerful. You do not have a shuttle bay, but I got to him first. Who's left in the convoy? Oh, it's just you, the single free trader. Oh, did we have another S? We have the axe holder and... Ooh, what are you? I saw you for a second. The Triceracon, one of the icon cruisers. I just like the icon suffix, I don't know why. It's just hilarious to me. And on to the last one. So we actually did have a third ship on this one, which is a little bit overpowering. Aw, he did to me what I attempted to do to him. So, however, the entire convoy is destroyed, so we have successfully accomplished that. Hopefully that'll actually take the tile back, because I'd like to prevent the Klingons from shoving back so hard on all of our capability of doing things. Seems like a bit of a problem. 232 prestige is our reward, and the tile is retaken. We'll pop down over here and say hi. I really do need to go home at some point soon. We are... Oh, wow. They doubled up on them. That's not normal. I didn't actually realize that they could actually run starbase missions, unless that sector is always like that. But I don't ever recall that being the case. Prepare for attack. And this time we will actually prepare for attack in the proper way by overloading our plasma torpedoes, kicking on the forward shield, and then also we'll just say any additional power that you have, aside from the shields, of course. Make sure you toss into the ECM, because electronic countermeasures will save your life. Mostly, sort of, ish. Yeah, it does a pretty good job. We'll increase the speed of time as we trundle along at a nice, slow, defensive speed. We don't need to get anywhere fast just yet. But there is the enemy. It is a single freighter. Lovely. Okay, we need to go somewhere fast now, so I'll also take the moment to kick on the tractor beam, because we know how we're going to play this. We're going to run up on top of him, we're going to grab him, and then we're going to just flood him with so much plasma fire that he won't even know what he's doing. 6 individual plasma torpedo mounts, 2 of which are R-types, and the other 4 are S's. We literally have more plasma firepower than dreadnoughts. Literally, the biggest battleship is 2 R's, 2 F's, 2 S's. That is the Godzilla-class battleship. This heavy bombardment cruiser is 2 R's, 2 S's, 2 S's, which outguns the 2 F's by quite a margin. Now, he does have a little bit better power generation than we do, but who's counting that? When you can do this... Okay, bad example, it was just a single freighter, so doing that is rather easy, actually. But when you can do that to dreadnoughts, which we have, that one C8 a couple of episodes ago, we ran into it, we hit it with the plasma torpedoes, and we flew past it, and as we passed by, the aft phasers killed it. So, pretty powerful. 96 prestige, of course, not a whole heck of a lot. Defense of 16, I really should go home, but you know what, we're going to keep pressing. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not going to take the base assault. We want to take the base intact. The base intact will give us more influence, more economy, and more power, which are all things that we very much love. Hi, it's a heavy cruiser. Okay, you're a C7, aren't you? Oh, look at that, it's a C7V, even worse. Okay, plasma torpedoes to enveloping, phasers to overload. I do have a friend at USS Pollux, so they have sent a New Jersey-class battlecruiser, which the Jerseys are one of the better battlecruisers in the game. Objectively, they probably are the best, and the reason why is because they've got 6 photon torpedoes, which gives them dreadnought levels of firepower. My favorite version, because it's the fastest version, is the Kirov class, and it, instead of having 2 additional photon torpedoes here, it has 2 additional missile launchers, so 4 and 4. It's not amazing, but it's also not terrible. Then there is the BCG, the Bismarck class. That swaps out the 2 photon torpedoes for 2 plasma torpedoes, which is rather impressive, actually. It's something that you really want to struggle to deal with. I really should have been reinforcing this forward shield. I don't know why I didn't have it. And the last one, of course, is the Excelsior. And the Excelsior is the worst of the versions because it has the 6 photon torpedoes, but 2 of them shoot backwards. Now, the one thing that Excelsiors do have, and it is rather impressive, actually, is they are equipped with additional power generation, so they are pretty fast despite things. I'm just slowly stage firing my phasers so that I can make sure that he dies perfectly. Lovely. Alright, so we have dealt with his fighters, and our plasma torpedoes are almost charged. Let's get the charging going on now. We're going to stay nice and slow. I mean, we don't need to go fast. Not until, you know, we get on top of them, because I just have a whole bunch of plasma torpedoes I'm going to shove right into them. Alright, phaser capacitor is fully charged, which is nice and easy. Our shields actually took all of that. He's starting to accelerate and pull away, which is honestly the best idea that you had all day. My plasma torpedoes are ready, so if you don't get away from me, you're dead. I'm sorry, but you're not going to win this. Oh no, he thinks he's got it. He thinks he's got the chance. Buddy, no, you don't. We didn't kill him in one shot, so there is that. Quite sturdy of this vessel. We're gonna pass on through. Sure, drop a mine. You know what? I'll do the same thing. It'll probably be wasted because I think you're gonna die in this pass. You killed my forward screen? How? I didn't think it did nearly that much damage. I know I didn't. That's one of the points of the tractor beam, is to keep them at range. Plasma torpedoes to normal mode. We have dealt with the escort. Any repairs required? A little bit of repair engine, but I think it's all just superficial at this point. So increase the speed of the ship. We're going to zip on along, get on top of a freighter, and blow it to little tiny pieces. I'm hearing photon torpedo fire, which is lovely. We'll shut these off so that we can just get additional power into the forward screens, as they call them for the Gorn. And once I get on top of you, I should be able to just phaserize you into dust. You are, after all, an FT3. I mean, it's not like you're going to find me or anything. So we'll just get him up to point-blank range. Ooh, you survived. No, you didn't. Over on to you. Let us prepare a tractor beam, and we'll start to slow down. So the plasma torpedoes are ready to go, as is the tractor beam. So we will just basically grab onto him and lob a pair of R's into his face. 1. Oh, we didn't even need the pair. That's lovely. Come back over here. Looks like the Jersey has him. The Pollux, actually. It's a Jersey class. I'll give myself some credit on that one. And the Governor Tarkin. Buddy, I think... Ooh, we should not have done that. Fix that, just so that the game thinks that they'll all be repaired when the mission completes. We were too close. Plasma torpedoes will deal splashback damage if you're within a certain range. I'm not quite sure what that range is. I think it's 1.5, might be 1. And so it's a little bit painful to deal with. And we have weakened it. It is down to an Empire defense of 4, so close to being stolen. And let us set over here, because we are kind of bouncing between the two. And the more pressure we put on these, the more potential victory that we can have. And if we can grab 2 stations in short order, that's a pretty significant sort of bastion that we're developing. Hi, it's you again, isn't it? Plasma torpedoes set to enveloping mode. Phasers set to overload. Give me all power to the forward shield reinforcement. I don't really need to get all that close to him, so we're okay. I'm going to stop, literally, because the last time we basically sat still the entire time. What are you? You are a DXD. Never mind. You're going to be on top of me in relatively short order. So, yeah. He is I'm going to bet you're a drone cruiser. So, and that's based on the D suffix. I mean, that just seems incredibly common. He is a D7, but he's a DX, so that means he's designed with multiple extra systems in mind. And so we need to just be a little bit careful about that. A little bit of incoming disruptor fire. Oh, we actually have a dented broken part. Let's go fix both of those. Let us restore power in the best way possible. And 30 points of power to the forward shield. I think he may struggle to break that. Just a possibility. Do we have a friend here? No. No, we do not. So give me the DXD, and we'll figure out very shortly what he's equipped with, but I'm betting 6 to 8 missiles. That'll be my bet. And 6... Yeah, 6 missiles. Okay, we can handle it. It's not the end of the world. Something just charged. Oh, the additional power for the phaser capacitor now that this phaser mount is just about ready to rock and roll. So they need to cap off the rest of the capacitor so that it's ready to go. I don't think my plasma torpedoes are going to be ready in time, unless he continually comes at me so incredibly... you know what? I take that back. They're going to be ready in time. Holy crap. Prepare the tractor beam, because we're going to grab onto him. Ooh, that entire Alpha Strike didn't do anything. So good job. He is going to start wallowing a little bit. He does want to sort of get us into a chase position. That'll be the most effective position for his missiles because they are slow drones, and that's one of the things I want to see if I can fix, and I believe I can. Because they're slow drones, he needs kind of us to be chasing him. Goodbye. Let him go now. You may let him go. Thank you. And increase speed. Plasma torpedoes. Normal mode. We don't need that kind of sapping anymore. Give me a little bit more phase power. Yes, that's what I want. Look at all the missiles he will never have a chance to ever use. He probably should have fired them at some point. I mean, that would have probably saved him. I am out. Ooh, interesting. Okay. We'll just wallow back on over here because he's basically dead, and I think he knows it. I mean, he's trying. Gotta give him credit for that. Little credit. Not too much credit. Just some. Can I get just... Would you mind exploding, please? I have a convoy to chase. Granted, the convoy is still pretty far behind, but I would like to go after them instead of having to bother with you. There we go. Not even breaking a sweat. Onto the freighter. Excellent speed of time. As long as we're doing it, we may as well do it quick. There could be a Q ship in here. Are you traveling faster than the speed? You're traveling at a speed of 10, and he's traveling at a speed of 6. According to the fleet screen, you are in FLRG. You are a small freighter, and you are not, and you are... Okay, so we don't have to deal with Q ship. Lovely. So on speed of time, just so I can get this set up before we get too close. Let's start getting too close to him. Now I could just sort of sit at bay and just try to annihilate him in that way. An armed priority transport. You survived that one. Could you survive this one? No, no you could not. On to... Would you mind actually targeting the enemy? Hi. I guess we're not going to target the enemy. At least not with plasma torpedoes. Not from this range, anyway. Trying to do that would just be painful on several levels. By the way, what's the arcs of these again? Okay, so it is the... It's not a half arc. I believe we do have a couple of ships that have plasma torpedoes with full-on half arcs, which are rather impressive, actually. Alright, on to the FLRG. We take you, then we'll take your buddy in the back who's just driving super slowly. Charge up the system. Oh, apparently we were chatting to the group. So get ready to lock and load. Hi, buddy. And I'll go with this one. Oh, not this one. This one. And this one. Because your last buddy actually managed to survive incoming plasma torpedo fire. You did not. And on to the final one. And charge up the tractor beam one last time. He's coming right for us. And the tractor beam will hold him at bay. That was a little bit overkill, if I'm completely honest, but deserved. Okay, maybe it wasn't, but still. After all, did you want to wait around for another phaser setup? Or to beam over and board the ship and wait for them to eject? I think not. 378 prestige is our reward. Fairly decent reward, actually. Down to 11. Let's see if we can't make this one neutral. As long as we don't have to blow up the base. Good, lovely. I'm not taking an anomaly mission if I don't have to. Going on a mission where you have to just stop randomly is not fun at all. Defense condition 1. Developing plasma torpedoes phases to overload. Lovely. We have a target off here. It is a single light cruiser. According to the fleet screen, we're dealing with an HD-5X, which I suppose is technically an alphabet soup, although it doesn't have the super long title, so it's not really an alphabet soup. But it will be in our hearts. We'll go up and reinforce the forward shield. I may as well sit here and just wait for him for a little bit. Oh, there you do have a friend, and you are an HD-5XC1. You're a little bit more dangerous over there, aren't you? You're just going to be a scooch more dangerous. Let's go up a little bit in speed. Do I need defensive power? I kind of do, but not against this guy. I mean, he's going to be pretty easy to crap. So let's go faster and faster and faster and faster. And we'll get on top of him. We'll nail him with a whole bunch of plasma torpedoes. He won't even know what happened. Now, do I want to fire every plasma torpedo at him? No. Will I? Yes. Oh, you're D5. Cute. Oh, you're an HD5. I get your title sequence. That's adorable. Die first. He does not survive this. Oh yes, and we didn't even overkill him. All the plasma torpedoes actually hit him. And here comes a heavy war destroyer. Set to normal plasma torpedoes, please. Just so I have additional power. I could kind of use the power. And do I want to engage you at all, or do I just want to avoid you? I kind of want just to avoid you. I mean, it's easier that way. You've got 4 fighters, which actually does make you fairly well, I suppose, defended. D-type plasma torpedo, would you like to engage? Thank you. They'll only shoot 2 at a time, which is a little bit irritating because of how slow it makes the fight go. But he'll only shoot 1 per target, so 2 at a time right now because there's 2 fighters. Looks like they are attempting to retreat to the mothership. I will absolutely let them do that because I don't think they're going to have any impact on the rest of this battle. Let's slow way down. Ooh, smart captain. You were smart until you decided a high energy turn and do nothing with it. Okay, I'm on board with letting you do it. By the way, how's my power? Oh, just absolutely lovely. I mean, he can shoot disruptors at me all day if he wants. I'm perfectly happy to allow him to do that. After all, they're not doing all that much damage. At least not as much as I think he's hoping they will. Slow down a bit more. I actually don't want to get too close to him, because too close to him he does start to get a little bit irritating. Just give him a little bit of love. Just a little bit. Oh, his fighters are back out again. How adorable. Let's go kill him. Those are brave men out there. Let's kill them. And lovely. Okay, so now we go charge this because we're just about ready to go with our plasma torpedoes, and we've managed to, successfully swap sides, which is always helpful. And we're about to be ready to just charge in on him. All right, buddy, your days are numbered. The question becomes, how long can you keep out of my plasma torpedo range? Actually, my tractor range, which is essentially the same thing. If you can keep out of it for a long time, you will live. If you continue to just sort of quarter towards me, then you're going to die. Oh yeah, he's gonna die. You fool. Oh, it's not... Wait, what? Huh. Oh, right. We were in range of this stuff. Make him stop, please. Thank you. Okay. So, we'll have this taken care of in just a jiff. We need to wait for... Kill it. Doesn't anybody have any phasers left? Wait for the decoy shuttle effect to go away. I mean, he'll probably even start accelerating shortly, which will just be all the more sad. You thought you could get away. Could even try a high energy turn at the end there to save himself. Because we weren't using enveloping plasma torpedoes. It could have actually worked, but it didn't. Alright, so a nice little successful mission on in there. 332 prestige is, of course, our reward, and the tile is neutralized. One more mission will actually take it. So we've gotten most of the north retaken. We're just going to see if we can't get most of this handled again. Qantas is somewhere in here, so relatively close, which is one of the reasons why it's so difficult to actually keep pressure on up here. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press the little bell icon, leave a comment. I'll see you all in the next episode.